everybody, thanks for joining us for another episode of For the Love of Food. I'm your host, Cathy Braner, and today we're making a Gochujang marinated skirt steak, and we're serving with it an Asian-inspired rice pilaf and a cucumber, avocado, tomato chopped salad. Let's go ahead and get started with our rice. I have 3 tablespoons of butter melted in a skillet on top of the stove, and to that I'm going to add half a cup of chopped carrot, a half a cup of chopped onion, and a half a cup of chopped celery. For my carrot, I have it in a similar chop to the size of my onion, and all I did was take a couple carrots, peel those, cut them lengthwise in half, and then cut the halves in half lengthwise, and then give those a chop. Same thing for the celery. I also have a tablespoon of fresh grated ginger root. If you don't have fresh ginger, you can add a half a teaspoon of ground ginger. So we're gonna go to the stove and we're gonna add our ingredients into our butter. So we've got half a cup of each. So we'll just add in our carrots, add in our celery, our onion, and our grated ginger. And like I said, if you don't have fresh ginger, feel free to substitute a half a teaspoon of ground ginger. So we're gonna go ahead and just let that saute for about 3 to 5 minutes, and we'll come back and take a look at those. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our chopped salad. So this is a cucumber, tomato, avocado, and red onion chopped salad. I'm going to start with my cucumbers, and similar to our Israeli salad that we made a few weeks ago, I'm going to go ahead and cut my cucumbers in the same method, which I really like the cut on this. So all I'm doing is cutting my cucumber in half lengthwise. I'm going to cut the ends off real quick. And then I'm going to take each of my halves, cut the half in half. Then I'm going to have each of these strips. So when you're done with the one Persian cucumber, you're going to have 8 strips, and then we're just going to go ahead and dice those. I just really like the size of these for this chopped salad, and then we're going to add them to our bowl. So I've got 2 cucumbers in the bowl right now. Next, we're going to move on to our tomato. So you can use a regular tomato or you can use a Roma plum tomato. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and take out the seeds. So I'm just using a grapefruit spoon, but you can use any spoon to just scoop out the seeds. And then we'll do similar. We'll just take each of those and we'll just do them in thin little strips. And then we will take those strips and we will chop those into small bites. And we'll add those to our bowl. There you go. Next, we're going to add our red onion. So I just took red onion. We have about a 1/4 cup of red onion. You could add more or less to your liking. We'll give this a stir. And then we're going to add in our avocado. So I've got 1 avocado. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half first. This always makes me think of my friend Stephanie. Every time I was with her and we were cooking and making something with avocado, Stephanie would open her avocado and she would, if it was perfect like that, she would say, "This is a birthday present." So we're going to just take our knife and we're going to score the inside of the avocado into bite-sized pieces. And I always like to just take some salt and just sprinkle it on top of the avocado. And then we're going to take a spoon and we're just going to scrape the inside of that avocado directly into our chopped salad. And there you have it. So we'll give that a stir. And this is really simple. After you have your veggies chopped, we're just going to add a little lemon juice and olive oil to that. I'm going to head over back to the stove and check on our sauteed veggies. We're going to give those a couple more minutes and they're almost ready to add the ice. All right, onto our steak. Well, let's go ahead and add our lemon juice now and then we'll move on to our steak. So we're just going to take a lemon, we're going to add some lemon juice to our salad and we're going to drizzle it with some olive oil too. This is just kind of a nice fresh side to serve with our rice and with our skirt steak. And we'll go ahead and add a little salt to it and there you have it. All right, let's go ahead and add our rice. So you'll see our onion, celery, and carrots are becoming translucent now. So we are going to take 1 cup of basmati rice and we're going to just add that in. I did rinse my rice to get some of the starch off. So we're just going to toast that rice a little bit in the butter and the veggies. Okay, and to this rice we're going to add 2 cups of hot water.
You're getting greetings from Pat Gillis in Pennsylvania.
Hi, Pat. I'm happy you're joining us. And I'm also adding 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And now we're just going to turn up the heat on this. We're going to let it come to a boil. And we're going to put the lid on and we're going to let it simmer for 15 minutes. And that is our rice. So we've got that Asian inspiration from our ginger and our soy sauce.
Do you need to cover that or leave that?
I have to let it boil first, and once it boils, we'll go ahead and cover it. So let's move on to our steak. So this is an interesting ingredient. It's called Gochujang, and it's a Korean chili paste. And I'm going to show it to you really quick. They sell it in a tub, and it's very thick. Some people refer to it as a Korean ketchup.
Can I get a close-up of the label again?
Of course. And it is very thick. It's considered a Korean condiment, and it's used in marinades, in sauces, in soups. You can even add it to mayonnaise to make a little spicy mayonnaise, similar to if you did a sriracha mayonnaise. You do refrigerate it after you open it. So that is what our basis will be for our skirt steak. So let's go ahead and start with our marinade. I have 3 tablespoons of the gochujang. So you can see it's nice and thick, and I'm going to put that into a bowl. I like combining all of these ingredients in a bowl first before putting them with the steak, just because it allows the ingredients to really be combined well. I also have 3 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. This is a 333, and I have 3 tablespoons of olive oil that I'm going to add in. And our last ingredient is a grated onion. So I have a red onion here. You can use a yellow onion, a Vidalia onion, and it's about a half of a large onion. And I just took the onion and I grated it on my box grater. So on the large holes on the box grater, I just grated the onion. And I'm going to add that in and give it a little mix first. I'm going to add that directly in. And then we're just going to combine this all together to make our marinade. And before we add our steak, I'm going to go ahead and cover our rice. You can see our rice is coming to a nice boil. And we're going to go ahead and give it a quick little stir first. and we are going to let it simmer for 15 minutes. Okay? All right, back to our marinade. I'm getting challenged by my cord today. Okay, back to our marinade. We have our 3 tablespoons of gochujang, which is our Korean chili paste. We have 3 tablespoons of olive oil and 3 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. And then we have half of a large onion, red onion, regular yellow onion or Vidalia, and it's just grated on the large holes of our box grater. So that is our marinade. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple pinches of salt to that mix really quick. And then I have my 1 pound of skirt steak. So skirt steak is a interesting cut of meat because it's this long, thin cut of meat. So I've got 1 pound, it's in a couple pieces here, and I am just going to take my marinade and I'm going to put it straight into my Ziploc bag. Okay, so we'll just scrape all of that into the bag. And then I'm just going to zip up my bag and I'm going to just start kind of mushing it around so that we can get all of that marinade across all of the steak. And we're going to go ahead and keep this refrigerated for, I do mine overnight. You could do 3 hours or so, but I would really recommend trying doing it overnight. So you're just going to want to make sure you've got that marinade covering all of the steak, and then just stick it in the fridge. And then the next day you can grill it, and depending how you like your steak, if you want it medium rare, if you like it well done, rare, you just grill it to your preference. And what I like about this gochujang marinade is you get little crispy bits on it. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands really quick. And then we are going to plate up our steak, our rice, and our salad. So let me dry my hands really quick and we will plate it up. We have a steak that was grilled already. Okay, so here's what the steak looks like after it's grilled. And what you'll see is Dave did cut that long strip into a few strips just because of the different thicknesses, and you'll see the nice char that it has. What's important about skirt steaks is because they are long, I usually like to cut it in half first. See the nice, you can see a little pink in there. We like our meat more on the medium side, so we have a little pink. And then what's important with the skirt steak is you want to cut it across the grain. So the grain is running this way. So even though that strip was long, I'm going to go ahead and thinly cut the meat like this. So just nice thin strips. Today, as you know, we're serving this with our rice pilaf and with our cucumber salad, but you can easily serve this in flour tortillas with some other toppings if you'd like. So I'll go ahead and plate this on our plate. I kind of like to get some of that juice from on the cutting board and add that in. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to take each of these pieces, cut it so that you have kind of bite-sized pieces, and then make sure you go across the grain. And you could actually see the grain in a skirt steak. It's pretty easy to see the grain. Okay. Now to that, we're going to add our rice pilaf. And what I did for the rice is I added some fresh peas at the end. You can use frozen peas, you can use fresh spring peas. You can see our carrots and our celery and our onion in there. And then, like I said, just to freshen it up a little bit, we've got our cucumber, avocado, tomato, red onion chopped salad to go with it. And there you have it. And I'm going to see if Dave wants to give a little taste.
Okay, it's good. It's good. It's always good. We really like it.
Well, thank you for joining us today, and remember to stay safe. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
The dog's on there? Who's that? There's Argo. Hey, Argo. Yeah, doggy down there. He does his yoga. And as always, we love this.